are we protected from the banks simply saying we're not going to do business with you because we don't want to? We still choose not to?
Well, I like then now to invoke my law professors when I would ask hard questions like this. They would say, well, they kind of stroke their chin. It depends, right? Yes, we do have laws, but what happens, especially at this level, when you get to a certain level of banks have regulators that put pressures upon them. So some of the lower level banks, if you don't have a huge account, the kind of mom and pop banks across the country, they're not, the big regulators aren't interested in that sort of thing. It's when you get to these higher level accounts, now you start having the feds kick in some things. So, well, what does that mean? Well, when you have the feds insisting upon certain DEI practices, certain quota practices, certain discrimination or non-discrimination requirements, and they give freedom to put pressure upon the big banks to say you have to have these things or else we're going to not fund you, insure you, whatever it might be. So they're putting the downward pressure from the federal government at times. So what does that mean? That means that certain administrations, and the current one would be among them, are putting inordinate pressure upon big banks to be more woke, more DEI, more diverse, more non-discrimination, more rainbow colored, all these things, so that they will have their policies infect the corporate private sector. And what they do then is translate that on to people like Ambassador Brownback. And his organization gets the grease for it because he's saying, whoa, I look at my organization convictionally is against those things. I can't have those policies. And then now the banks are free because they've got the backing of the regulators to simply just kick him out of the way. So when I say it depends because yes, there are laws that are able to protect you, but it sort of kind of depends upon who the regulators are that are currently in office, which you can make your own conclusions about what that means for a political environment that we now sit in and how your vote or your action may impact that. But we can certainly use those laws that are in place, but it is either a Sisyphusian or Sisyphus pushing the rock up the hill kind of a fight to get that actually done when you're pushing against the people who are downward pressuring the things. So I 100% agree with Ambassador Brownback. Yeah, you got to stand up and do something. It actually isn't. I don't want to disagree with my friend because I respect you way too much to disagree with you, but it's not that hard to stand up for these things. Look, if Joe Kennedy can stand up for these things,
Case in point.
God used Balaam, his donkey, and Joe Kennedy.